tricycle operator has been sentenced to 30 years imprisonment by the Techiman Circuit Court after pleading guilty to unlawful entry and armed robbery. The convict, Nusa Nuruddin, a resident of Wangara Line, a suburb of Techiman, attacked one Abna Tiwa, a trader in her room on the 31st of July at about 2 a.m. He was arrested by the Techiman police and arraigned. Anasabit again.
Techiman Circuit Court, where the presiding judge, Justice Alexander Graham, has sentenced an 18-year-old Pragyia rider, Nusa Nuruddin, to 30 years imprisonment on 4 different counts. 1 unlawful entry, and the 3 other counts are robbery, contrary to Section 149 of the Criminal Offences Act 1960, Act 29. Prosecuting Officer Chief Inspector sɛİten has been narrating to Joy News the facts of the case.
It's a robbery case, and the fact is that the accused person on the 1st July 2021 went to the complainant Abnati's house in the night when she was sleeping with her 4-year-old daughter. While sleeping, the complainant sensed that somebody has come into the room. She woke up and realized that the accused person is in the room. And when she saw the accused person threatened to harm her if she shouts. And the accused person forcibly took an Itel phone worth 500, Nokia phone worth 400, and a cash of 150 cedis from the complainant. The accused person also tried to remove a flat screen television, 32 inches flat screen television, that was fixed on the wall. And the complainant this time tried to stop him from removing it, preventing him. The accused person used the screwdriver she was using to remove the flat screen and harmed the complainant with it.
The accused person, upon leaving the scene after an alarm was blown by the 4-year-old daughter of the victim, left his sandals, which helped in identifying him the next day.
When leaving, because he was in haste to leave the scene, left his sandals at the scene. In the morning, the complainant told her ordeal to the neighbors, and somebody identified the sandals to be that of the accused person. So the accused person, the case was made to the police, and the accused person was arrested.
The accused was then arraigned before the Techiman Circuit Court, where he pleaded guilty simpliciter.
He was cautioned on the charge and brought to the court. He did not deny. He pleaded guilty simpliciter and was convicted accordingly. After mitigation, he was given 30 years imprisonment on each count to run concurrently.
For the victim, Abna Tiwa, a 44-year-old resident of Wangara, a suburb of Techiman, the incident has imbibed fear into her, and as a result, she is relocating from her current residence because she is afraid what happened is capable of being repeated. I have informed my brothers that I will have to relocate because I have not been able to sleep since the incident. I wake up at night with fear because I'm afraid. I've never come across this before. I'm not able to eat, so I have to leave. For Chief Inspector sɛİten, he is optimistic that such sentences is deterrent enough to discourage the youth from venturing into the robbery business.
I've been saying that it is not a good enterprise for the youth. Please don't go into it.
So this has been the situation here at the Techiman Circuit Court.
And still in the Ashanti region, police say they are close to arresting the main suspect in the murder of a policewoman at Damango in the Savannah region. Louisa Sante is suspected to have murdered Police Constable Sandra Siedu. The two were believed to be lovers. Police investigations so far have revealed that the suspect at a point attempted suicide but was unsuccessful at his Obuasi residence. Nani Jima has more in the following report.
A statement from the Ghana Police Service indicates the police constable was found dead at her residence on Monday, August 2nd, 2021. She laid in a pool of blood with wounds believed to be knife stabs. The police suspect the boyfriend of the deceased murdered her. ASP Godwin Ahianyo explains investigations so far.
The police administration is on the heels of the perpetrator. All hands are pointing at the supposed boyfriend, one Louis Asante. We picked some intelligence that he tried committing suicide with a knife and a blade. He also tried tying his throat with his neck with a rope, but that was not successful. So the police proceeded to the house, but when they got there, he was nowhere to be found. So we say he's still on the run, but he attempted suicide, but it was not successful. So we know that he is trying something nasty, but we pray that we'll get him, so that he will face the full rigors of the law.
Meanwhile, a delegation has been sent to commiserate with the family of the deceased at Obuase in the Ashanti region. ASP Godwin Ahianyo again.
Definitely, when these incidents happen, the police administration takes up the matter, and when it comes to the burial ceremony and all that, the police administration liaises with the family to do whatever they're supposed to do. So I'm sure going forward, there will be this collaboration with the family to be able to have a befitting burial for our dear sister.
Its commitment to complete all abandoned affordable housing projects before the end of its second term in 2024. Through the National Housing and Mortgage Funding, it also intends to leverage the pension fund for financing support by reviewing the Pensions Act. The Deputy Minister of Works and Housing, Abdullahi Abanga, was speaking at a housing event at the National Theatre here in Accra.
Vision of the government for the housing sector is to use appropriate mix of public and private sector investment to deliver quality, safe, affordable housing solutions that meet the needs and the financial capacity of the ordinary Ghanaian. Accordingly, government has resolved to complete all existing abandoned projects within the short term while implementing long-term strategies that will ultimately increase access to adequate, safe, secure, and affordable housing options for the low to middle income groups in the country. Additionally, the government intends to embark on an affordable housing program aimed at facilitating the construction of more housing units across the country over the next 4 years. Adequate steps have already been taken by our ministry to engage with key stakeholders within the sector to find innovative ways of creating the needed platform to attract the private sector to participate in our affordable housing delivery agenda. So ultimately, with the right mortgage arrangement being piloted jointly by the Ministry of Finance and the Works and Housing under the National Housing and Mortgage Fund, banks can leverage on a credible mortgage system to provide long-term mortgage financing for prospective home buyers. This certainly is one of the surest ways to secure long-term and sustainable financing for the low to medium income earners.